Poetry in Motion. Hi guys, welcome back to episode 7. And if you're looking at the base thinking I thought we finished all that off on the last episode, then you would be correct. A little truth, we had a little issue in the last episode. I got carried away with introducing dupes into the base, so I think we ended with the 17 dupes. And what actually happened after that episode, when I came to record the other episode 7, I really ran into big problems. Primarily, I ran out of food, I ran out of oxygen, I ran out of power, you name it, I ran out of it. Primarily because I didn't have a sustainable base in place. Everything was beautiful, decor was great, everybody was happy with that, but we didn't have a sustainable base. So what have I done now? Well, I've rolled back to the beginning of the hatch episode. I've just released the hatches down and got those out of the way, so they're safe munching on there. They still haven't, actually let's do that because I still haven't given them the food. So let's just do that, get that priority 9, just because I need food sorted. Deconstruct that, okay. So at the moment, these guys, they're all here, safe and well, and we'll get a load of food ready so they can start producing coal because we really need it now. A couple of things that have changed in the base. Obviously, you can see the blueprints out there for the pipe work in preparation for the air purification system or oxygenization system, whatever you want to call it. So that's in preparation for that. We've introduced a number of hydroponic farm tiles. We had 50 plus mealwood seeds. They were the only ones we've got, so we've got to be careful with those. I'm going to go through one harvest of micromanaging them and then uprooting them, so potentially I don't lose the seeds. And then I'm going to start producing I'm going to start harvesting the blossom seeds. But also what I'm going to be doing in the meantime is I'm going to be doing a higher priority on actually cooking lice loaves. Okay, it just increases the calorie content of the lice mealwood, the mealwood essentially. So it increases it by 1,000 calories, and I think I really need to keep on top of the calories quite a lot at the moment. I'm not going to introduce any new dupes. I still have a number that need to be named. So 1, 2, 3. We've got 4 dupes that we're looking for names for. So please send us your thoughts and comments. Other things that have changed. Well, you may notice we've now got power transformers. It became apparent that later in the game, when you start using more power than needed, they've changed the way the actual power works, which is great. So if we look at this line here, it says circuit status. What am I saying now? Circuit status. So it's saying what it's currently drawing, which is now 120 watts, 360 watts. Something else changes. Yeah, you can see how it's fluctuating. 600 watts now. Then it says it's got the stroke 1.1, which means currently it's only drawing that first set of wattage. The 1.1 is the maximum that if everything on this circuit was running, so I had both massage tables, the food, the electrolyzer and the pump, then I'll be looking to draw 1.1 watts or 1.1 kilowatts. Now, as you can see, that pump is not working, and then those beds aren't working, or those tables aren't working, which means that wattage now should have dropped. 360, yeah. So what it means is, in the old, before the update, if you had 120 watts unit on there and you disabled that, it still drew the 120 watts, which means it's improved that level. But what I found was when I actually started introducing more equipment into the base, the whole lot started failing. It failed because these wires, what would happen was, if you had a circuit going across here, say I'd taken a join off here, and that there was greater than your 1 kilowatt demand, then this would start failing, and you couldn't pass 1 kilowatt, more than 1 kilowatt down here, which meant everything else below it started to have a problem. So having these converters or power transformers in place allows you to, for this to maintain its maximum wattage of 20 kilowatts, and then you're able to take off up to 1,000 in each of the others. I've seen some comments somewhere saying, do you know what, it can go up to 2,000 watts, but I've not seen it, because this only says maximum power watt 1,000 watts. So that's what I've done, and why have I introduced those again. What else? Right, I also had the issue of running out of fertilizer. Now, I only had 700 odd kilos, well, 500 kilos at the start of this episode, so I've had to introduce a few fertilizer makers to start getting on top of that. So we've got one generator over here that's powering the massage tables this side and the oxygen production this side, or the scrubber as it were, and then this one is managing these 4 fertilizers and the pump down there, so that we've got some fluid. We've also put in a coal generator. Now, we've put a coal generator in because this single system here is not capable of powering everything that's here. Now, I suppose what I could have done is added a second pump. Now, because we have got plenty of oxygen here, and in fact I might actually do that thinking about it, because if we look at the gas system, that's fully pressurized constantly, and we do have space here to add more carbon dioxide. And if we just pause this for a second, so pipe contents only 73 grams, so it's not condensed, so there's a lot more capacity. Whereas if you look at this, the natural gas, is it? Yes, 1,000 grams of natural gas. So that is pumping as solid and as quickly as it can, and it's just kicking off as little carbon dioxide at the time. So basically all that is 1,000 grams, and then everything else that's coming through is a lot smaller. So that means that potentially this air scrubber down here could potentially handle a greater capacity of carbon dioxide. So that actually could be a very worthwhile option to do, because this thing will kick out an immense amount of gas. Does it say how much it will do? No, it doesn't. So that is something really worthwhile doing, because if we can actually double the actual capacity of this single geyser here, then we'll then improve our overall efficiency, as it were, of the base. Because at the moment this coal generator is only kicking in when these get quite low. I think I've set it 14%. So that'll just kick in and top up, act as a top up, and then we have this second one down here that I'm planning to include within this circuit, because I think that would work quite well. So let's just unpause this and get on with it. So we've got all our mealwood. Oops, food shortage. Yes, we have got food shortage. So the idea is we can just first of all manage these. Let's just that's going to be an ideal harvest. So that one, let's just uproot. Got 3. 1 uproot. Wonder. 1. 1. Root. Especially now that's only got 1 harvest remaining. It was planted the same time as the others. These should all be 3, which 2. 3. Yeah. Okay, so we can now copy settings. theoretically, they'll replant these and we'll get 3. Hang on. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. That is something new. You can no longer dig up your seeds, your mealwood seeds, when it was down to 1 remaining harvest, and then get a seed that you could then plant 3 more. That is a game changer for food. Okay, so that makes me think I need to reconsider how quickly I get my blossom seeds up and running. And I think, you know what, I'm doing that now, because blossom seeds need 20 odd degrees, so I'm going to need got some down here. Okay, that's fine. Go in here and get this as priority 9, because quite frankly food is a priority at this moment in time. We haven't managed to sort out the food problem, so let's just keep that going. So that will happen there. We'll be able to dig those out, and what I'll do as well is I will so let's put this in here. Let's put a blossom seed setting. Do a few over here as well, because what I would like to do, in theory, that should okay. Oh, okay. Can't do that then. Maybe I can do it that way. No. That's strange. Very strange. You'd have thought you'd have been able to copy the settings to uproot plants. The same as you can for planting them. Just going to do a number of these so that I can plant in a couple of vases and it can cool down the whole area, and hope that that will have a suitable effect on the bristle blossoms. And also I need to make sure that the bristle blossoms are supposed to actually have, what sort of irrigation do they want? Water. Water, not polluted water. So if we look at these, yeah, it's got polluted water, so we need a different water supply on those. Okay, so where's the pipes? That's what am I looking for? I'm looking for my pipe work. Right, okay, so going to destruct that lot. So we'll put a bit on the floor. Then yeah, okay, and then I'm going to put in fresh pipes, so it's got nothing in it. That up, across, that way. It's fine. So that'll irrigate the plants correctly. Setting. It's fine. We pull that lot as well. Nope, no Weezewort seeds available yet. We're getting there. Okay, so that's an interesting game changer, because bristle blossoms are the way to start improving food. Obviously, I think I could fry it. Just thinking of how to increase the calories, because at the moment we are obviously quite low, and I've got no. Right, okay, continuous that. Those gone to priority 9. I'm hoping that we'll have sufficient They can't eat these. It needs to be cooked. So I need to get some cooking going on. So food, cooking station. So what's that wattage there for that wire? Let's see. There. Let me pause it for a second. So 1.1 kilowatts. Okay. So if I put a cooking station on here, I'm going to have to do another transformer. So I think that transformer can go up here. It's working quite well having the transformers out of sight, as it were, or so having it between levels, because what I'm this is where it becomes interesting, because I want to have oh yeah, look, okay, so if I have that wire going down, I can have it going into a transformer, but either I have to put that transformer in a building in here and access it on this side so the wire can run on the inside, because now I'd have to have a bridge, and if to have a bridge I need to open things up. Don't think I can put a bridge where there's let's have a look at cable, see what this says. Theoretically I can do that, so I would need to cancel that and put a bridge. No, I can't, because that's where the so if I deconstruct that, then oops, no, I don't buildings. If I deconstruct that and then put in that sort of effect, I can still get a statue there. Do you know what? I suppose I could put another transformer down here, have that one link into this bottom section, so it takes out. Yeah, do you know what? I'll do that instead. If I put that down here, oops, cancel. So if I have a second transformer, pop him there, and then do the same sort of system here. Oh no, I can't. Gotta get. Now, wire bridge, it doesn't actually say that it can only be used for. No heavy watt wire bridge. It's just a standard wire bridge. Still have that same issue, won't I? Because I'll have two transformers next to each other. Could do similar effect to what I've done here, because that maintained two separate circuits, and realistically, if I couldn't actually. If I had that going across and down, no, I couldn't get. I was thinking I might be able to put a wire going around so it didn't actually get affected. No, okay, I'm gonna have to think about this, but I do need that built quite quickly, to be honest, because that can start. Cancel that. We can then start cooking food. You can see, I think we might be able to use these sleet wheat grains for food as well, as in cook something on here that would use those. So have we got people who can cook? So at the moment, 5, 5, 5. so those that aren't currently selected, so that's okay. So let's have a look in here. We've got frostbun. That's purely sleet wheat grain. So let's do that continuously. Get that on to no fabrication queued. I've just queued it. Okay. Hang on. There we go, it's taken it. So, okay, so we can at least stave off half the starvation by turning these sleet wheat grains into food as well. And we can also get these as Weezeworts priority 9, just to get them in, and then that will start keeping this lot cool. We need to feed these hatches because they'll be hungry. Leave that as it is, and they can start producing our coal. So where we are now at the moment, we are consumable ore. We've got 57 tons of it, and we are using it over here. So it's a case of now we need to get on top of that. So interestingly, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm sure there's more than. There's supposed to be 9 hatches there. I did think I found another one up here, but I could be just losing it. So it'd be interesting to see what actually happens there. So, all right. I know on this episode I had said that I would start sorting out the oxygen situation in the base. I think I'm going to need a bit more time to do that because we've got so much else that needs to be caught up on following my boo-boo, as it were. So bear with us, okay? And we'll capture that on the next episode. Sorry about the poor quality of sound during the remainder of this episode. The issue that occurred during the recording has been resolved and should not affect any future content. So to refocus on what we're actually doing here, we are now just trying to get our food sorted out without running out of seeds, of which we will do quite quickly. So what have we got going on here? We also need to get that power transformer sorted out. So insufficient oxygen, yes, I know, and refrigerated food. So my biggest problem is I'm losing count of food due to it's being too warm, so, and then refrigerated. So I think for the time being, I think I'm just going to pop a couple of food containers down here, and you know what, the dupes can just go in and grab the food. Put a little door on here as well, so we're not actually letting all that heat out. And I'm going to deconstruct that because I need to ensure that whatever food we've got is actually managed. I'm also going to, yeah, that's there. What's this setup? Sweep only, organics, slime, birds, off. So whatever happens, that will always move the polluted dirt over here. So that's fine. But at least I'm starting a new day with enough calories for all the dupes for that day, which is the main thing. I think I kind of totally forgot about this the sleet wheats option for food in the episode that I totally failed at. Just do this. Sorry, but all food needs to go down here. And then obviously, actually, when it goes polluted, it's, what else does it go? So if I set this to both polluted and rot piles, that means, as it's on 9, if any food rots down here, they'll come and remove it very, very quickly, and then take it away. So that means we will have less of an issue. Less of an issue on food becoming unrefrigerated or in a polluted atmosphere, which then obviously come on, you need to move that. Sweep. Why are they not putting those in the vases? There we go. Now where are you going with them? Okay, so you put them on the floor. I want plants. Have I? Oh, I hadn't even set it. How silly was that? Water. Polluted water. That's interesting. Oh, it's for gas permeable tiles. Ah, I was thinking when I emptied these pipes, I thought for a moment that I was going to pollute my water source, and I only polluted here, and I couldn't remember or work out why in my head, and it was because these are gas permeable tiles, not mesh ones. So such a dingbat at times. On that priority 8. Why is that door 9? Oh, that's because I needed to open for. Right, let me just make sure priority levels, there's nothing higher than an 8. Once that's built, then that's fine. Obviously food needs to be 9. They can drop down now. They're not needed at that level. Door can be dropped down. Food, yeah, that's all fine. It's fine. Okay. So everything there is looking good. So we're okay with that for the time being. So we've got this working away. Going to increase the priority of this, because the sooner they achieve all this lot, the sooner this whole gas chamber will be pressurized sufficiently to deal with that. And you know what, like I said before, I think I will also, let's increase this. Let's put in a new hydrogen generator. Let's see whether we can actually I wonder whether I can actually run 2 off the same pipes instead of having a separate one. So let's have a look at those gas pipes. So that's solid. So there's availability here off that pump. So instead of putting another pump in there, I'm going to just put in additional, if I go to the right one, additional gas piping, and we'll put that straight in. We'll put that one, oops, to the gas, put that one straight down as well. Then we make it with power, and then jobs are good. Excellent. Get everything there 8. Really want that to rather utilise natural resources any time of the day, or any day of the week, as it were, than to actually have to what's going on here? Harvest. Food is important, so harvest. This one. Why are they not taking that? Now they are. Okay. Let's get this to priority 8 as well, because I really want them to have access to this food down here. It's 24 grains, it's 24 grains, it's 24 grains. There's a lot more food down here. 24 grains, yeah. So let's dig that out actually. So anything fall down. Looks like this lot is all melting and it'll be a problem. Don't want my food sitting in polluted dirt at any shape or any time of the day. Right, okay, so that's working beautifully. We've got plenty of food now, so I'm going to change the priority to the energy to 9, because that is a serious priority, and we're going to reduce food down to a 7. So that means that we can hopefully get to a 7 seconds. That will then allow us to spend more time doing the jobs that we need to get done. What's going on with this plumbing down here? So that's backed up because of the shower. Who's in the shower? No one's in the shower. No one's in the shower. 10 kilos. 10 kilos. Right, okay, do you know what? I'm going to deconstruct liquid pipe there. Because in theory, that should be feeding all of those, and if that's not going past this one. Alright, let's deconstruct all of it again. There. You can see here, it's reaching the very last one. So why is it not doing that? So let's have another go and put that back in. Set that to priority 9 because it's on, it's in, done. We can actually see whether that's actually functioning the way it should be. Missing foundation. Oh, no wonder it's not working. It's got no foundation. Once that's done, we should start having a vast improvement in oxygen down here. What's this? Waiting irrigation. Yes. Is that working now? No, it's not. Deconstruct all of that. Right, okay, so we've got no irrigation going in there. Let's put it this way and do individuals, whether we can see what's going on. It's not having any demand on the opposite side, so theoretically we shouldn't have any get your brain into gear. We shouldn't have any demand on the other side, so therefore it shouldn't be not supplying the whole area. So let's just see what that actually comes back with, and maybe that will actually sort out the issue. Not got there yet. They can't get up to that, so that's because I build a ladder. That's all inaccessible. Do that. Or even just dig that out would be useful as well. They can't get up there. Okie dokie. Right, so what we've got going on, so they've been starting to dig that out. This hasn't really improved. Put everything else to 8 elsewhere. But I have lost a lot of gas. Where's that gas coming from? Fertilizer. Natural gas. Okay, so if these are emitting natural gas, we need to ensure that that's somewhere to go. Utilize it. We don't really want that going into the base. We're getting that sorted. Good. What I think we'll need to do with those fertilizer makers is to enclose them much the same as everything else, and then filter the gas out that it creates. So that's creating, so it's using polluted water, emitting fertilizer and emitting natural gas, and it's producing heat. So yeah, I think we need to get that sorted out, and things should start improving greatly. So how are we doing on this? We've got 48 sleet wheat grains left. that we've got access to. So we still haven't got access to those, so that won't take long. What priority is that on? That's on 8. Let's just do that, and we'll then also do that as well. Dig out. So, see what else is down here at the same time. Alright, that looks so strange, that colour there, but to have one single block of solid water with so much polluted water is quite funny. What's it got? Ah! That looks like some sort of... no, it's a vacuum, so it's nothing's off. Okay. Oh well. Let's mop up this water here. Keeps on having to walk through it because what we've got up over here, granite, polluted ice. Let's get rid of that polluted ice as well, because we really don't want that there. And have I just started doing digging at priority 9? I flipping have. Cancel. Right, 8. Okay, you know what, that's fine. Right. So, have we got this operational? I've locked that so they can't get in there. Okay, let's open it. No, let's put it on auto. I'll open it. No, just looking at those blobs of clay and they look really big. Don't know why. Don't know why I thought that. But yeah, they look really big, they did. Oh yeah, of course. Ah, no. Cancel this. Pause it for a moment and have another rethink, because I've just spotted another error that could have been rather catastrophe, or could have been, I can't even say the word, could have been a catastrophe, and that's this. So I need to make sure that the plumbing goes on the right side of it, so up, over and up and over and down. Rather convoluted, but it should work. I put those in. Should be able to reach all that. I set all that to 9 as well. We should be able to get on and do that, and we shouldn't have too many issues from there. I hope, it says. Okay. Really surrounding. What's the temperature in there? 32 degrees? Or is it this water that's nope. That one. Yeah, it was on the right one. That was what I was thinking. Yeah, so they lose a bit of thermal comfort in there. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So that'll be really interesting to see how that copes there. I think it will. There we go. It just means that we'll be operating the everything at the best pressure we can do. Yeah. It's still backing up here, so it's basically this gas filter that's the problem here. But let me just pause this. So what we're getting? We're getting 1,000 grams. Yeah, we're getting 1,000 grams. So Yeah, that's working. A treat to have two gas things there. Do the clock. Do that first, and then I'll take it off priority 9. So yeah, that's really working an absolute mint. I mean, although this one here is saying it's not getting enough, whereas this one's saying, yeah, I'm getting loads, but we've got 1,000 grams going into it every pump. Very strange. Okay. Maybe it's a little bug that just get ironed out over time. So all that water will just drip down, which it is. That will cool down this. And then it'll just cool down my batteries. Excellent. Okay. So that's worked, a treat. We are in the process of dealing with this. So based on that, what we need to make sure is when we put our power plants in for this pump, we give ourselves enough space to handle two. Now I can see I'm starting to get a build-up of water. I'm not producing enough fertilizer probably. Let's have a look at that. Okay, no, I am. Ooh, that's reassuring actually. As long as these guys are waiting irrigation. Why are they not getting irrigated? I mean, okay, I've got the same problems I had over here. So are those working now? Yeah, they're working now. Okay. So let's deconstruct liquid pipes all the way along. And then let's just put in fresh one. And we can see where things are going and why they aren't working the way they should do. That is frustrating. Okay, so things are really getting ourselves sorted. We seem to be only having a problem with stress where it's building up. We should... Oh! Let's knock that down to 20. Forgot that in the other episode I reduced it down from 50 to 20 so that we could actually keep everybody seriously happy and we can have a major outbreak. Yeah, it's those two that weren't, but that doesn't make sense because he should have gone to these massage tables. It should have been a case of a priority that if these two weren't available, if they were set at 20%, then if a dupe got to 50%, then they would go to these. So that's strange. Okay, we'll have a little play with that further. Alright, so let's have a look at our oxygen levels. Low concentration, not great. I could put electrolyzer in there to produce my oxygen as short term, which I think I might actually do. I'll give off hydrogen, which will congregate at the top, and then I'll have to deal with that. But as I've got natural gases over here, I'm going to have to deal with that as well. So I think... Alright, let me just pause this for a second. Need quite a bit of work going on. First, to actually get some space for my polluted water to go. I really don't want to get flooded because it won't. I don't think it'll take long. If I open too much above me, then that'll all just drop down and flood everywhere below. So I really need to sort that out. Temperature is down here. So we are 44 degrees. Temperature dies like. Was on this one? Maybe what we're going to have to do is actually dig into this area here. Give us a lot more capacity for water. Otherwise, because I know this is the edge of the map here, and I know that on this side I've got that and then a little bit more. So there's the edge of the map that side. So there's not a great deal of width left for us. Okay. So what are the dupes doing? They're doing food. Oh, they can't get to those. These can do those pipes. Doing down here. They actually, no, they haven't. Let's just raise that as 8. Go and do that. Food is being stored at a decent temperature. So how we do seeds? Okay, we're doing okay. Keep an eye on that. I think need to actually do. One of you. No liquid intake. Have I not put a pipe in? No, I haven't put a pipe in. So pipe 9, not the actual planter. Planter needs to be 7. Copy setting. Come on, let's get on with it. Come on, there we go. Right, so everything's been hydrated from below. So what do they need for a perfect yield? Excellent yield, final harvest. So they need water, they need fertilizer. Okay, so I have got both water and I've got fertilizer. Temperatures should be reducing sufficiently. Well below the temperature they like, which is good. That means if I can get another Weezewort over here, I can start continue that on. Now I've had to do that, I'm thinking it would be rather prudent to revisit the rest of these. So I'm going to put this in place because I'm going to be changing this to water all the way along anyway. To you know what? I just want to see pace looking a little more finished. Can't get to that probably. No, they can get to that. Why haven't they done those? What priority are they on? Oh, that's why. That. Do that. Let's see what happens there. So what are we doing on algae as well? Just spotted that. Algae we've got 10 ton, which is fine. Okay. Perfect. So I think things are looking a lot healthier at the end of this episode than they were at the end of the previous episode. And we seem to have a little bit more sustainability on our hands because I actually looked at the requirements for the dupes and not the looking at trying to make the place look as pretty as possible or as high a decor level as possible. If you're interested in seeing the failed episode, I'll leave a link on this video. I'm not putting it as part of the playlist because quite frankly it's not my proudest moments, but you can see how quickly we lose quite a lot of dupes. So if you've liked what you're seeing, give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe to see more. That's Murphy out.